Pacific is known for its rich culture and natural resources. From the mountain ridges down to the blue sea. However, unsustainable development practices continue to degrade our natural environment. From poor management of municipal waste pollution and the destruction of habitats, catchments and wetlands. The close interconnections between the land, water and coastal systems in Pacific small island developing states and the heavy reliance of their economies and livelihoods on coastal resources means that planning and sustainable management of their natural environment is best achieved through integrated and coordinated efforts. These include a focus on freshwater use, sanitation, wastewater treatment and pollution control, sustainable land use and forestry practices, balancing coastal livelihoods and biodiversity conservation. To improve coordinated and sustainable environmental management in the Pacific region, over 50 participants from 14 national governments, project staff and development partners attended the Global Environment Facility-funded Pacific Ridge to Reef Programme 3rd Steering Committee meeting in Townsville, Australia in August 2018.
From the perspective of the countries and the GEF, as well as the UN agencies, a programmatic approach enables us to address a wider range of issues. And in this case, it's the entire environmental issues that beset Pacific Island countries. Since the issues are quite broad, we're also able to mobilize a big chunk of resources from the GEF. And as you know, the entire Pacific Ridge to Reef program, the total GEF grant is more than $80 million over a period of 4 to 5 years. And hopefully this will enable us to address those broad range of issues that the Pacific Islands countries face. The program consists of a regional program support project, which is being implemented by SPC in 14 of the Pacific Island countries.
The 3rd Regional Steering Committee was preceded by a one-day pre-steering committee workshop where participants were provided tools to improve regional coordination and project management. During the meeting proper, an important agenda item was the approval of the regional project's budget and work plan for the next year, highlighting key implementation activities.
And so some of these things included things like progressing the science to policy work around rapid coastal assessments at the national level that link into some of the island diagnostic analysis work, and resulting in some form of a state of the coast or state of the environment type report for each country. To strengthen the information and decision support tools, so things like a project website, for example, or an improved project website that captures all of the work that's going on regionally but also at a national level. Some sort of web-based tool or information management tool, plus some information around spatial data and spatial information that is also part of that platform. Alongside that, of course, is this whole effort around programmatic approach and supporting the countries through a programmatic approach. And things that are supporting that effort are things to do with their multi-year costed work plans that they'll be pulling together, support to intersectoral steering committee meeting processes and consultations and joint up action. One thing I'd like to highlight is recognition of the effort that was put into the postgraduate training in partnership with James Cook Uni. That's a really good initiative that is supporting our national project teams and other stakeholders that are working in a programmatic approach from around catchment management, coastal management and things like that, through an accredited, recognized entity that will allow them to have something at the end that they can then use to further their own professional development aspirations. So I think that's a big achievement that has happened in the last 12 months, but is also something that's going to be a focus of the program over the coming 12 months.
Species indicators of blackboard turtles were in red. The difficulty in getting to climate.
Over the course of the meeting, participants provided updates on regional and national project implementation. They were also provided with a unique opportunity to share highlights and lessons learned among participants. Key outcomes of the third Regional Steering Committee meeting were captured in a 2-page summary document and endorsed by the members.
There was a very strong appeal to ask SPC to conduct country visits, and of course they've committed to doing that as well. We've identified the challenges, and I think most importantly we've been able to reach agreement and resolutions on how to move forward. And I think that's the most important outcome of this week's meetings.
The GEF Pacific Ridge to Reef program was developed to provide an opportunity for Pacific small island developing states to develop and implement integrated approaches for the sustainable development of island economies and communities. The practical applications of the Ridge to Reef principles present the islands with a unique opportunity to build their capacity, support livelihoods, improve public health and quality of life, with a chance to upscale their efforts.